Good morning, folks. This is Greg, Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today I'm here with Ben and Isaac. We just moved the mob onto a pasture today. I'm guessing there's about probably 7 acres here, 7 to 8 acres. It's been about 60 days since we've been here, and so it's got a really nice recovery period. I did come behind the cattle on this farm, and we clipped this after the cows came out. And so that it's really succulent. There is we've got some cocklebur that came in there behind us. There's just I don't know, there's an old barn site there, and the previous landowner used to feed a lot of hay and rings right there, and it's just every year I mow it down, and every year it comes back. So won't be any different this year. Well, that's already been mowed once, but we mowed it back in 60 days ago, and it just came back gangbusters. But today, Ben and Isaac and I, we're going to go look at some cows in this herd, and we're going to kind of go over body condition scores and what we're looking for. We are approaching October 1st. This is the 29th?
30th.
30th.
Last day in September.
Last day in September. What do y'all think about this weather we're having?
Oh, today's the warmest day of the week, and it's going to be 74 as a high. So pretty nice.
We're loving it.
You could kind of get used to this, couldn't y'all?
Us northerners are at home.
Yeah. So let's go look at this cow right here in front of us. What do y'all think about the meat that she's packing across the top of her back?
She's fat. She just looks healthy.
Yeah.
Like a shine to her almost.
Yeah.
You can see the wrinkles on her tail head too, really well in this light as well.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. Look at that. Yeah, she's got the wrinkles. We noticed there's a cow here behind us that we've already identified that we're going to call. But let's go around to the other side of her. This is 516.
Yep.
So this would be the side you're looking at for being limited. And she's not too bad. She's got a little indents in there, but
we just moved them.
We just moved them. So tonight when you come in here, they're all probably going to be just roly-poly fat.
Yeah, this is a bigger paddock than we've been giving them too.
Yeah.
So
look at this one. What do y'all think about her?
Oh, she's a funny one. Whenever you try to hurt her, she gets all.
She starts backing up as opposed to just turning around. It's just kind of funny.
Each animal has their own unique personality, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of like people almost.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
She's fat, though.
And you can recognize them just by little traits that they have and stuff.
So if you look at her hip bone right there on the back, it's got flesh all over it. Her tail head coming off the butt, she's got some good wrinkles in it back there. I would put that cow, or that heifer, she's probably a body condition score of around 7. So that's perfect. Going into winter, that's kind of what you're looking at. You want the animals to have flesh all over. If you can look down the top of their back and you see some vertebrae, especially coming off the tailbone onto the body, that's an animal that's going to be body condition score around 4. You shouldn't see any vertebrae sticking out. You want to see flesh and fat.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the wrinkles.
Yeah, you can see the wrinkles right there.
She's a little fuzzier, so it's not as apparent as in the other.
Yep.
The other animal.
She's just a beautiful.
Isn't there something with that line along her back too?
Yes. She's got the dark oily streak running down the top of her back. And if we go over here and look down her, yeah, there you can see it. Look at that. And they got that dark oily streak going down the middle of the back. That's telling you that animal's performing 100% in sync with the forage that she's eating. All of her internal organs are working correctly. So she's getting everything she needs. Just a beautiful animal, man.
So she was probably bred this year, right?
Yep.
She's going to calve next year.
Yep. She's a dandy.
She's perfect.
Yeah, she's perfect. Now let's go look at one that's not perfect. I did a 5-1 over here. This is an older cow. I can remember when this cow was born. She was born back when we were still leaving the bulls in with the cows year round. And well, let's look at this one before we get over there. Yeah, look at this one. So she's really, that's a first calf heifer.
Yeah.
She's really putting on the hair. But, you know, it's been cold here the last couple of mornings. It feels
Stay
cold to
up
me.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd put that winter hair coat on. She fuzzed up quick.
Yeah.
The one behind her is just starting to.
Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't have near the hair on this one does, but 840 must be telling us that there's a winter coming. I hope that's not a sign of a cold winter, but it could be. So we're gonna go here and look at this cow.
There you can compare the two.
Oh my, yeah. So this is one we've marked to get rid of. She's eating. She's not putting on weight.
Very good.
She's got some age on her. She had a calf this year. She's suckling a calf.
A nice
Her
looking
calf
calf.
is good.
She's got a nice looking calf on her, but man, see that pin bone sticking out? If you'll hold still, girl. We were talking about the vertebrae coming off the tailbone and the actual very back of her butt. There's too much bone sticking out right there. There's no fat or flesh. She does have a little bit of meat on her tail head still. But, you know, if you keep this cow, we're looking at October 1st, you might as well say. What's she going to look like by March 1st? She's going to be thinner. She's not going to put on weight. And that means she's not going to breed back. If she does have a calf, it's going to be very much compromised. It's not going to be a healthy calf. And so this is a cow that you need to get rid of.
Would you say that's like a 4?
Yeah, she's probably a 4.
Maybe a little more.
Maybe a little less than a 4. See, you can actually, because her hair is starting to get fuzzy, you can see the bone structure in her shoulder. See that? See the bone sticking up there on her shoulder bone? You shouldn't be able to see that. The ribs right in front of what we call the death triangle, you can barely see them, but I promise you by March you're going to be able to count every rib on that cow.
Yeah.
So what's this cow going to do? She's going to get thinner. She's going to eat our forage all winter long, and she's not going to pay us back anything. So I had a sale barn owner tell me, he said, Greg, don't let them get so thin you got to push them on the trailer before you sell them. Sell them while they're like that. There's still some hamburger or, you know, something there to reclaim, and you don't take a dead loss. If you take that cow in March, you're going to be lucky to get maybe $200 for. Right now, that cull cow will bring, you know, anywhere from $400 to $700, depending on, you know, her weight. She's a pretty good sized cow. I mean, she's going to weigh. What do y'all think?
She'll weigh over
Like,
maybe
yeah,
1,000.
maybe 1,000, 1,100 maybe.
She won't go 11, but I would say 950 to 1,000 because she's thin.
Yeah.
If she was fat, she would go 11.
Yeah.
But she's not.
And the funny thing is, too, it's not like we've been limiting them, and yet she still looks.
She's still thin. That's right.
Like you look at what they've been on.
I mean, if they can't stay good shape on this, what do you think she's going to do on winter stockpile and the weather gets cold?
Yeah. The calorie consumption goes up.
Absolutely. Where's that other cow? It was right behind her. Oh, yeah. So we went from the worst, or one of the worst. We've got one other cow in here that looks a little bit like the one we just covered. So we've got those two written down, but here's one that is just absolutely beautiful. She's got a calf on her too. Let's go around to this side, folks. Get a little sun on her. 633, you are a beaut. Look at that. So, folks, what do you guys think about the gut on that cow?
She's got a huge gut. I mean, that's almost.
Do you
it's
think
almost
that?
all gut.
Do you think that might have something to do with her body condition?
Yeah.
You can see, like, she's in even better condition than the other good one we saw with her pin bone on the hip.
Yep.
You can't even see
You
it.
can't even see it.
And her shoulder, like it's like all meat.
Yeah.
No bone sticking out. You can see the muscles. You can see the muscles on her shoulder
Yes.
and her butt.
Just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful young cow. I'm going to say she's going to weigh right at 1,000 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's got really good gut. She's got good flesh on her. She's suckling a calf. We're going into winter.
She's not real tall either.
No,
She's not very big frame.
she's not real tall. And if I was a betting man, I would say she's got one in her for next year.
Mm-hmm.
And just a beautiful hair coat on that animal, you know. So this is a cow that's going to do real well this winter. She's going to give us a calf next year. She'll winter the calf because we don't wean the calves. the calves will stay on that cow, and all the rest of them in here clear all winter long, especially the heifers. Now the bull calves, anything 7 months and over, those are going to be removed March 1st. And the reason we do that, we don't want winter calving. So all the bulls, everything that's 7 months and older that can breed or have a chance at breeding, we get them out and put them in with the sheep flock. But so she's a body condition score of 7. She's right in that perfect. Some people say, you don't want them to get up to 8 or 9. So what are we talking about here? Well, a body condition score of 1, that cow's probably going to die. She's just a walking stick of bones. You can go on the internet and just Google cow body condition scores, and there's a scale that are 1 through 9. You don't want them 9. You don't really want them to be an 8, because now you just got globby fat, and that's not healthy for a cow to be that fat. But if I had to pick every one of them and say they could be like that cow right there, that's what I would pick. What do y'all think about this forage we're walking through here?
It's thick.
Serious density.
I don't know if you did brush hog this section,
Well,
because there's still like some briar stains.
I didn't brush hog
Yeah, I was
this.
gonna say, I don't think you brush hog.
Wait a minute, I didn't brush hog this whole farm.
No, I don't think you did.
Isaac, keep me straight. You're right, I did not brush hog Marshalls.
No.
None of it.
We grazed it hard.
We grazed it hard. That's why it looked like it's been brush hog.
Yeah.
You're right, because heck, this wouldn't be here.
No way.
I'd have nailed that sucker.
Walking through it, it's like you start tripping.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't brush hog this. Goofy. At least I can call myself Goofy. I can't believe I
Look at this. Right
needed Isaac to point that out. I didn't. Yeah.
They munched it off right there.
Yeah. And that's orchard grass.
Yeah, coming in cool season.
Pick out one of these fescue leaves right there. Go clear to the end and grab that one. Clear to the end. Get down there and grab it. Just. Yeah.
Oh, I ripped it. Let me get another one. Here.
Yeah. So this is Kentucky 31. This is the grass that everybody hates.
It's got 3 leaves on it.
Well,
Four.
Yeah, four.
Four.
Well,
It was like the
One.
nest ones in the bottom.
2, 3, 4. Look how long that Isaac hold that leaf.
Yeah.
Heck, that thing's over 2 feet. That's almost
Oh,
3
yeah.
feet.
and then there's another one coming out right here.
Right
Then
next
there's
to
another
it.
one right there.
Yep. So the waxy coating, it's got a waxy coating on it, which makes it stand up real well in the wintertime. It can take freezing, and it'll stay green all winter long, except for that part right down there by his lower, right there on the lower part. That will turn brown as it gets grazed and gets exposed. But the tips of the leaves will get burned a little bit by frost, but it'll stay green about from his hand all the way to the root. And so if you're feeding hay, or if you can feed this, which one's more economical?
This is on. You don't have to cut this.
You know,
Already here.
you don't have to mow it, rake it, or bale it.
This is some really good looking forage. I mean, like,
They go to take a bite right there.
Now don't you rip that
I'm
off.
not gonna. I don't want.
You let a cow rip that off.
She's coming in right now.
yeah.
Yeah, I think we're in her way. You can see the beggar's lice, the stick tight, we call it, on her face. Yeah, there it is right
Plant's already
there.
been munched a
Yeah.
little bit.
Cattle's absolutely go after it, and that seed that's stuck all over him actually has a little hard seed in the middle of it. It's almost like feeding them a little bit of supplement grain or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is right there.
Sometimes you can.
Tell you what, the last couple weeks
You
we've
pop
had
out
that
the
all
seed.
over our
Yeah.
house because it's all
See?
growing close.
There's a.
Oh, yep,
There's a seed
there it
right
is right there. That's what they're after. That thing is like sugar.
And that's a green one. Like it'll
Yep.
turn brown.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, like that one.
Stick tight is one of the best quail foods there is. Quail absolutely love it. Yep. Well, I'm glad you all straightened me out on the clipping. I feel.
I was like, how is there this much density if we already clipped it?
And how did those birds get so
Birds-
tall over
Well,
there?
I saw some of this old fescue stand, from the spring flush, and I was like, I don't know if you did or not.
I guess that's the problem when you get several farms, you kind of get confused where you're at.
it's easy to lose track.
So we,
And we grazed it that it looked like
It looked like it had been clipped.
yeah. So there's quite a bit of ground that we didn't clip this year. Everything up on Steve from Route F, well, Jack's, none of that. So I would guess we clipped about 2/3
Yeah.
and left the other 1/3 unclipped. But yeah, there is some serious mega forage in here. So they're going to be on this paddock today. We've got everything laid out in front of them. So the boys and I can just come in and roll up a wire and move them and just keep right on rocking. So
That cow sticks tight on her face.
yeah, you can see the black cow. I'll get up close. You can see him real well on her face. Look at that. So she's spreading stick tight seed around our farm. Some people be horrified by that. I'm like, yeah, bring it on.
It's a legume.
It's a legume. Yeah, bring it on. Now I don't want this stuck on their face right here. Those are the green cockleburs. So when they do get done in here, I'm gonna come in here and knock these things down, because this winter we come back in here and graze this. What'll happen is these seeds, see, I don't have to clip a very big area. They're just right here on about a half an acre. If you don't do something with those folks and they come back in the wintertime and get those stuck in their hair, and they will, those things just fall off, they'll shed. They just shed right onto the cow. And as the cows walk around your farm, those cockleburs will fall off, and now you've got cockleburs all over your farm. And these things, I mean, I would call them almost an invasive species.
They're growing in the middle of fescue.
Yeah, they're growing in the middle of fescue. I mean, they are super, super well adapted. I mean, look at that. And right now you can grab them and they'll stick you a little bit, but here in another week or two, you grab that thing, it'll poke a hole and draw blood. So they're just a really rank weed. When they're small and they don't have the birds on them, the cows actually eat them. But they don't eat them when the green birds get on it. I don't blame them. I wouldn't eat them either.
They have sort of a bad smell to them, like after
They do.
get trampled or whatever.
They do. They have a rank smell. So anyway, I'm going to sign off here. Those of y'all new to the channel, hit that subscribe button on the way out. I'd appreciate it. And hit that like button. And we're going to see y'all down the road.